What brings you to this level? It's the passion. What drives you?
I was passionate about technology and I was passionate about talking, making things work for people, for businesses.
Give me a little overview of Compunnel. What is Compunnel?
Essentially, we do a lot of IT consulting, so everything from cloud, data, AI, all the buzzwords you hear about. Tier 1 and product companies and increase on efficiency. So we are kind of marrying the whole 9 yards and bringing it to life.
Tell me about the people who are the leaders in Compunnel. Little overview about them.
One goal has always been on talent upliftment, not just money-wise, but also skill-wise. Well, my LinkedIn is always available, so you can reach me. My name is Nishant Sachdeva. Just put in that and Compunnel. I think you should be able to reach me very easily.
We'll meet Nishant Sachdeva, who can guide you, help you, educate you. Namaskar and welcome. This is Kulraj. Welcome to Mana TV and TV5. My name is Kulraj. Thank you so much. And we always come up with some amazing programs concerning you. जिससे आपको फायदा हो सके. And we all want to grow. We all want to learn. We all want to excel. Whatever your thoughts are, whatever your plans are, you need to grow with time. Correct? So folks, in today's marketplace, we all know how technology has taken shape, how people are doing so much. You can't even imagine what is happening every day. एक तो phone है, इसके ऊपर every day you see so many new things happening right here. But trust me, we are so blessed and we are so fortunate that we got this opportunity to talk to this individual. When I met him, I knew that one day he will be in my show right on Mana TV and TV5, and he is Nishant, Vice President, an amazing individual who has contributed so much. He's committed, he's dedicated, he's Vice President at Compunnel, and of course, he is such an amazing individual. We'll find out more as we talk to him, and we'll introduce you to Nishant. How are you, sir?
I'm doing excellent. Very nice to be on this, and thank you for having me.
Great. You are an amazing individual. More than 100,000 applications, and you have placed thousands of people. And tell me a little more about yourself. What brings you to this level? It's the passion. What drives you?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, and thank you for again having me here. I come from humble belongings. So I had this passion of firstly being an Indian, moving to the US, making a life, career, saw a lot of Bollywood movies, a lot of action. So I was like, well, I want to settle there. So starting, I did my IT major, BIT back in the day, but I knew I was not the guy who's going to code for the rest of my life. The only other thing I knew was to talk and to impress people, probably. So I mixed both of those and I joined a sales organization. And that's where I started with my career into IT and sales mixed together, right? So I was passionate about technology and I was passionate about talking, making things work for people, for businesses. And that's what I leveraged, started working in that direction, got the opportunity to come to the US and never left after that. So been in this industry for like 23 years now and learning every day from it.
Nishant, you are young, you are dynamic, and you have all the energy. And trust me, very soon you'll be, heading one of the big IT firms and, doing great for the community and for the next generation. We'll talk about that. My next question to you is, give me a little overview of Compunnel. What is Compunnel?
Yeah. So we have been into existence for last 3 decades now. We are local here in New Jersey, in Princeton area. We have close to about 10,000 workforce here in North America. And then we have another 3,000-4,000 people offshore as well, largely in India. But we are also charting nearshore territories as we speak, Europe, South America, Middle East. So we have a lot of people, a lot of good talent that is getting sponsored from there. Essentially, we do a lot of IT consulting, so everything from cloud, data, AI, all the buzzwords you hear about, right? We make it work for organizations, and then we have a lot of affiliation with tier one and product companies. So we are able to leverage a lot of that ecosystem and then bring it to life for organizations, scale that, and increase on efficiency or operational efficiency, as we call it, or innovation or customer excellence. So we are kind of marrying the whole 9 yards and bringing it to life.
Folks, trust me, Nishant, when I met him for the first time, it was a short meeting, but trust me, he is such a nice individual, very warm-hearted, very kind, very approachable, and had the opportunity to even meet the CEO of Compunnel, and that individual was so approachable, so kind, and running such a huge company. So tell me about the people who are the leaders in Compunnel, little overview about them.
So again, we all have some part of our history aligned with the mission that we are working towards. Our one goal has always been on talent upliftment, how we can make our resources, our workforce perform better, grow them, not just money wise, but also skill wise. And that empowerment really helps us take that passion top down, right? From our CEOs, presidents, all the guys that work for the organization, to be able to charge toward that one North Star. And as we grow with that mission, it kind of trickles down in the organization. It's very infectious. So because of it, we have a unilateral passion of solving problems, and at the same time being able to be passionate about what we do every single day, solving customer issues, treating them as our team extension, or them treating us as their team extension, building that trust, and helping very complicated problems have sometimes very simple answers. So how do you kind of maneuver through that, reach that destination, and be able to keep that consistency all throughout? That's what we really specialize in. And that's a mission given to us by our leaders. And I think that they've done a very good job at it throughout. So like I said, 30 years into existence, and it's been a remarkable journey so far.
I can just tell you one thing, Nishant, that meeting you is Guruji's blessing. Jai Guruji. And I'm telling you, I'm so honored to sit next to you, and I'm sitting next to somebody who will drive, who will be a leader, the way he speaks, the way you will educate your team, and whatever you have accomplished over the years. I think today's world, IT world, the technology world, the AI world is fast moving at a pace you can't even imagine. So let's talk about that. Means your presence in present time in AI technology, it's things changing every day, layoffs, insecurities. How you manage all that?
So, I take any kind of disruption as a loss for some, but a win for many. And, to your point, God's grace, things worked out for us like this, and things are happening like we're talking today, right? Let's look at some global stats. There are possibly 6% of American workforce jobs that are going to be at loss by 2030. Which accounts to about maybe 10 million jobs, right? On the flip side, there are more than 50 million jobs that will get created because of AI boom.
50 million?
50 million jobs.
Look at that.
And this is stats.
Amazing.
By
I never knew that.
Yeah. So, and the GDP is still growing fairly well, 3 to 4% on average. But it boils down or trickles down again to the story where you have to understand it's less about disruption and it's more about adaptation. So how fast you can move towards that adaptation is what will make you a winner or a loser, right? So I don't think people should be scared. When the internet came the first time, everyone was scared. They were like, everyone's going to lose their job, and so much wrong is going to happen in the world. We won't have anything to do anymore. The teleoperators, the people delivering, the mails back in the day, USPS guys, like everyone's going to lose it. But look how they are today. They're all billion-dollar companies. But what evolved them was not the scare or the fear of it, but the adaptation. So I think AI is the same kind of message telling us or knocking our doors today that, hey, you know what? Can you do this? Or are you ready for the change? So if you upskill yourself, if you uplift yourself, if you start working towards that model that, okay, this is here to stay and we have got to leverage it for ourselves rather than, kind of shying away or running away from it, you have your answers right over there. More than 90% of organizations in the US right now, or North America for that matter, have at least tried some part of AI today, and 90% of them have seen success. So that's not a fear factor. It's a disruption factor which you got to embrace.
I really like your answer on that, and means so much of clarity. I'm sure all the people who are watching us, so much of clarity. You're losing job, but you are also bringing 50 million jobs. I think this is a big number, and of course, with your experience, with your travel experience, with your offices globally, you have global presence. So let's talk about the younger generation. They are coming into a totally new era, new way, and a new technology world, AI, and of course, you see our kids, they're getting the best education, best parenting, and of course, they have the strength of our Hinduism, our culture. So I really appreciate that. Whenever I meet younger kids, they were here in my show, we are talking about, robotic teams, and they're doing all kind of creative work. So what do you see for them in future? You think they can get support and help and encouragement for their programs about robotic teams and all that?
Oh, 100%. See, some part of this, we need a curriculum change in like schools, in colleges. A lot more needs to be introduced, first of all. But it's a great opportunity area. I mean, a lot of these guys are doing self-learning courses or taking some additional tuitions and, going out and doing some kind of internship to learn this. I think some part of it needs to also be a part of our curriculum long term. But speaking to your point, how is it going to affect these guys, specifically people who are in their middle age school years, and they are trying to see how it would shape up their career in the next 5 to 10 years? We have to understand this. AI is here to stay. It's only going to grow. It's only going to become better. There is AI right now. There's robotics. There is automation. There is going to be quantum computing coming in very soon after that.
Wow.
Right? So how do you leverage all of that? How do you become better at it? And how do you uplift yourself to be prepared when some of this disruption starts to affect what your pay grade would be in future, right? So what we need to understand is that the gap is not the machines. It is the way the skilled human talent needs to be built, guided, and then later on scaled. Though that engine has to be prepared better with our schooling, with our education. But if you take the right steps, if you start doing certain courses early on, if you start looking at these angles where you think that these disruptions will affect a type of vertical or a type of business in certain ways, and you start preparing for it, like if you're in finance, you start to understand the financial models and start connecting the dots with AI. Or if you are in even manufacturing and you start understanding the supply chain management, or you start understanding what's going to happen or reshape this economy with the use of AI or certain cognitive designs or models, that's where I think you should start working on. But there's a lot of help available. There's a lot of clarity. We are not where we were 5 years back, when AI was just a buzzword. I went to this conference, I'll let you know, and I was talking to the sponsors there. I wouldn't name them, but they came up to me and said, well, you know what, 2 years back when we were branding our conference, everyone wanted to talk about AI, but they were very shy of AI. And today we looked at almost every single banner that existed, and they all had either .ai or something to do with AI on it. So that's how fast this is moving, right? And it's here to stay.
I totally like the way you express yourself, and with the amazing words I think a lot of people who are watching this show, it will be eye-opener. My another question to you, sir, is Nishant, of course, Vice President with Compunnel. My question to you, sir, is that everybody is living under that fear cloud of immigration and all the categories. Somebody is saying this, social media is saying that. What is your take on that?
See, again, I would say that the right jobs and the high grade jobs are here to stay. America is still deficit of so many skilled laborers, and skill sets that don't exist today. I think we are seeing more of approval rate, interestingly, than before. It has actually gone up by 15 to 20%. So what's happening is that the vetting is happening much better, which is leading to the right guys kind of coming in. It's not a fear factor. It's again about getting the right talent, the right mindset, and the right set of people in. Yes, there was an abuse that existed. And I think with whatever is happening, without going too much into politics, abuse needs to be mitigated. But if you think that America can survive, in my opinion, without getting talent from outside, that's not going to happen. One thing that might start happening, and people are already exploring, including companies like ourselves, is that fear is causing some level of chaos in certain organizations. So models might disrupt. As an example, nearshoring would start. Some part of those jobs may get trickled down, but that's not going to cause a deficit of jobs in the US. It's just this, that some of those repetitive tasks, some of those other jobs that could be maintained or better controlled in other environments may go there. So it's an opportunity globally for us to embrace this change, right? And jobs are here to stay. I'm only looking at more positive years. Look at all the things that are happening in the world today to the IT companies and their stocks. It's growing better than ever before. And there's a reason for that, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel that they're seeing, and they're seeing growth. They're seeing a lot of new stuff coming in. And I think it's only going to be better from here.
I would love to work with you, Nishant. Means you have a huge team, and if they need help with public speaking, and of course expressing yourself, expressing emotions, and of course we will have so many Indian leaders we'll see because of leaders like you in the industry and what you have been contributing. If anybody wants to connect with you, people who are watching our show and you want to connect, of course you want to know if there's any opportunity with Compunnel, and if you want to connect with Nishant, how can they do that?
Yeah, well, my LinkedIn is always available, so you can reach me. My name is Nishant Sachdeva. Just put in that and Compunnel. I think you should be able to reach me very easily with that.
Or you can always reach me and I can connect you with Nishant Sachdeva, and of course he's a great individual. Folks, we want you to grow, be successful. Whatever your thinking is, think positive, stay in the right direction, stay focused, and of course, you will meet Nishant Sachdeva, who can guide you, help you, educate you. Of course, a big company, and a big hello to you and everybody at Compunnel.
Thank you.
And we want to wish you all the best. Good luck. Keep on doing what you're doing. And of course, he travels a lot. It means you travel all over the world.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges?
See, God's grace, I have a very good wife. I'm blessed with that. I had to mention that, right? But no.
I met her. She's amazing.
Thank you. So I think the one big thing is about customer intimacy. You always need to be close and personal. We live in the digital era. We're talking about AI. But, this hand gestures, the sitting around each other, the locker room conversations, they are always going to be important, right? I did my master's a few years back, and my dissertation was actually around the new normal being either hybrid or never, the in-person setup never going away, because, it always helps understanding the culture, understanding, the behavior, understanding how people react to situations, right? So travel will never go away, right? Especially in my kind of job where it's sales. But you got to keep up, right? It tells you so much. I think I've learned the most by meeting people, by being in front of them, learning about them culturally. Nothing beats that. And again, it's the same way where the business context needs to get married with IT. It's the same exact thing. You can know the best of products, best of solutions, best of technologies. You could be an A grader in your academics. But if you don't understand what your customer behavior is, what their sentiment is, what their personas are, what they really need at the end of the day, everyone's problem is different. There's no one shoe fits all kind of model. You can never win. And you have to be loyal, but at the same time, you have to be passionate about your customers. Right?
Fantastic,
So,
fantastic.
yeah, that works.
And folks, if you want to be on my show, you want to connect with me, kulraj@gmail.com. That's Kulraj, kulraj@gmail.com. Or you can call me 732-668-3726. We'd like to thank everybody at TV5, Mana TV, Shridarji. Of course, we want to thank our guest, Nishant Sachdeva. Nishant, you are an amazing individual and want to wish you all the best. Good luck. And of course, we'll see you soon here with more exciting moments on our show. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.